My name is Shawn and I'm a professional real estate investor. I've been investing professionally or full-time for the last 3 or 4 years, but investing in real estate for about the last 12 years. So I got started just by starting to learn, reading books and attending seminars and all that great stuff that all the gurus teach. And flipped my first property that I actually bought at an auction. Very interesting, old Victorian haunted house. And so that sort of piqued my interest, and we've been investing in real estate since. So I do buy and holds as well as flips mostly as well. Well, the attraction is the wealth building. So I worked for a national, international company in human resources for about 18 years, and there's a ceiling that you can get to and only a certain level that you can reach and attain a certain amount of money. But with real estate, really there's no limits, right? So it's whatever wealth you can build, and you get to keep that or pass it down generationally. So for my kids' sake and for my family and for what I want out of life, it was the natural progression, and just that interest started to build from there. It's actually a pretty funny story. I had told my wife that I was going to go look at this auction. I just wanted to go and check it out and learn and see what it was all about. And so I actually went, and you get caught up in it and all the excitement of this auction, and they're doing it live, and I actually ended up buying the property at the auction. So I called and told I said, not only did I attend, but I just bought us a property, and so it was an old Victorian house, and it needed a lot of work, and it was very educational. It was a slap in the face of what I didn't know, and so we started to flip that property while I was working full time, and actually sold it and ended up making up a small profit after all the mistakes I made learning. And that started from there. Yeah, I have a few. So we've, at any given time, we'll have anywhere from 2 to 8 projects on the go. Right now I've got about 6 projects on the go. Most of them are flips, but we also just purchased 17 condo townhouses that we'll keep some as rentals, and we'll flip some of the others as well. So lots of different stuff going on. Anywhere in southwestern Ontario, so we chase the deal wherever the deals are. It just so happens that London seems to be more of an opportunity now than it has been in the past. So we'll go anywhere as long as the numbers make sense. But yeah, London definitely, and Woodstock and Brantford area have been really good the last few years. Well, I guess starting last year when all the prices started to appreciate so high in the spring in the Toronto area and around, it started pushing everything more west. So you saw Milton and Woodstock, and then you saw London, and even as far as Windsor started to just jack up the prices, and it kept going and going and going. So I think the value is there as you get further away from the GTA. I just think there's a lot more opportunity for the price. So the value for someone selling a property, say in Toronto, and then coming here and just paying cash for something, it seems to be happening a lot more. Yeah, lots of lessons. It's funny, in the last, I'd say, 5 to 6 years, when I really sort of done this more full time or more involved, I see a lot of HGTV people, right? So it's I just saw a show, so now I know how to flip, right? I'm a professional now, and it's kind of it's one thing to watch a show, and that's what's sparked my interest, I think, at the start as well, and and I learned as I go. But you need to get some education, I think. I wish I was so against coaching at the early part of my career, investing in real estate and coaching in general. And I wish now that after doing what I've done and investing in the coaches the last little while, that I had done that at the start, and it would have accelerated my career so much. So I think education's the number one thing. You need to understand what you're doing. Coaching is great, and you should learn from somebody who's doing it, right? Even if that means working for somebody for free or doing something for somebody for free just to learn before you jump in, because it can financially cripple you if you make some big mistakes. Yeah, so I've actually I've invested quite a bit in coaching in the last couple years. My current coach is Stefan Arnio out of Winnipeg. He's written a number of books and does seminars. And so it's been a great experience. And like I said, it really it cuts down the time frame, right? So the learning curve is that much better. I was pretty experienced when I started with him, so I knew what I was doing and a little more advanced. But really, just in general, it's no matter what, you still need to progress. You can't stand still, and so it just shortens that time frame. Absolutely, yeah. And I think when I said before about in the early days I was really against coaching, and it really had a lot to do with value, right? So I would say, well, why would I pay this guy 10, 20, 30, whatever it costs for coaching in any particular field, to have him tell me what to do when I can just learn it from the internet, or I can learn it in books? And I see that argument a lot. But the reality is there's more to coaching than just learning, from a book or something, right? So there's the accountability factor, there's knowing what you don't know, right? And having them teach you that. And there's just, it cuts down the time for you to trying to acquire that knowledge, right? So, but the biggest thing I think about coaching is there's lots of coaches that do coaching but haven't done what they're coaching about, right? So they're the guru teaching you about something they've never done. That's not really value added. So you want to make sure when you're hiring a coach or you're hiring a mentor that they do what you want to do, and that they've been quite successful at it.